for the first time, I'm 43 years old. I'll be 44 in December. I got a psychic reading. But ultimately, for those of you who are Christian and those of you who know me personally, kill me in the comment section. And if you do, that's fine. I want to hear what you guys have to say with regards to my experience, but watch the video first and then comment what you feel. Ultimately, this is what actually happened. So it wasn't like I was looking for a psychic reading. As a Christian, right, believing in God and so forth for so long, I've always been told psychic readings are very bad. You do not ever want to do them. It's from the devil. Stay away. Probably for the last like 10, 15 years, I always just wondered if they knew what they were talking about. And if I got a psychic reading, will I go to hell? What's going to happen? And I've been curious about it forever and ever and ever. And I always knew I would never go inside like one of those shops and get like my palm read or get a psychic reading. I just always wanted to stay away from that because I was afraid of it. And so I figured out a way to get this reading, which is completely different. So stay tuned and I'll explain to you how that happened. My name is Jermaine McNeil and I'm the owner of Clear and Strategic Credit Restorations. I'm also the proprietor of Credit Complete Pro and Debt Negotiator Pro. This is my step-by-step program teaching you how to clean your credit from start to finish, get rid of collections, charge off bankruptcies, late payments, and much, much more. And this is all for free. Today, I'm going to be speaking on a subject that's different. Ultimately, I want to get personal with you guys. I want to let you guys know my highs, my lows, everything in between, and everything that is happening. So most of you guys click this video because of what the title actually states. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually let you guys see the recording, but let me give some context before we get into the recording, why it's a recording and so forth, and all the in-between and how I got to this place. Every single morning, for the most part, let me not say every single morning, but at least 4 to 5 times a week, I do a thing called walk and learn. It's something I coined on my own. I may have heard it somewhere, I'm not sure, but I'm calling it walk and learn. So basically I walk about almost 3 miles. It's like 2.8 miles in the mornings when I wake up in the mornings. And what I want to do is listen to a podcast. So I'm listening to podcasts. Now the podcasts are positive podcasts. They're self-improvement podcasts, business podcasts, stuff like that. I currently listen to 4 people on rotation typically all the time. I have Brandon Bouchard, which is probably the #1 motivational type guy with regards to the personal improvement and so forth. I have Ed Milet, who's a business guru, a guy that I really like with regards to that. We got Hal Elrod, who's another entrepreneur, writes books and so forth, a bunch of stuff with regards to everything in that aspect. And then there's Alex Hormozi. And those of you, if you're on social media, you know who Alex Hormozi is. I was listening to a podcast by Hal Elrod, which he's very big on the Miracle Morning. One of the reasons why I do the walk and learn is because of some of the stuff that I learned from Hal Elrod. But on this particular podcast, he had a psychic person on there. This lady called the Soul Sorceress. I'm going to put her information down below just in case anybody you guys want to check her out. She had a podcast with him and they were talking about stuff. And she was predicting some stuff with regards to him. Now, he's like me, a little skeptical about these types of readings and so forth. But from the podcast, it seems like she knew what she was talking about. And so I remember thinking like, oh, I wouldn't mind trying to talk to her. But I looked her up online and I think it was like $444 for an hour reading. But the crazy thing about it is when you look at her calendar for the next like 4 or 5 months, she was all booked up. So I don't know how many readings she does a day, but she's obviously pretty wealthy. I think she lives in the neighborhood of where Hal Elrod is, and I know he's a multimillionaire. So she's making money with regards to doing these readings. While listening to the podcast, she had stated something about registering for a free reading. And I thought, okay, well, maybe this is like a 5 minute reading she'll do for you for free. You have to register for it. But come to find out, it was a Zoom reading. And basically, what she does is she had 150 to 200 people come on a Zoom call, right? And basically, based upon her feeling and what the universe has given her, or God, or whatever her source of power comes from with regards to this, she would basically just scan everybody in this YouTube who hopped on this Zoom, and she would pick somebody. So naturally, when I heard all that, I said, you know what? Chances are I'm not going to get picked, right? There's going to be a lot of people who come to the Zoom. And then number two, I was like, you know what? Chances of me getting picked are slim to none, but I just want to hear what other people are saying. These are live other people on this Zoom, and I want to see what happens as their reading comes. And to be honest with you, the day of it, I knew I was going to be picked. There are a few things that I did during this Zoom call in the beginning which made me think I was going to get picked. The first thing was, I remember sending her a direct message and told her I found out from her from Hal Elrod on the podcast. I knew that would trigger something. The second thing is out of the 150 people that was on this Zoom, there was maybe 3 dudes. And 2 of the dudes were white, and I was the only black guy. So I thought in my head, you know what? I stick out like a sore thumb. I'm going to get chosen. I remember thinking I'm going to get chosen, and what's going to happen. And to my surprise, she did the first reading of a lady, and I listened to the Zoom reading and so forth. And towards the end of that reading, I knew she was going to pick me. So this is where it starts, where she actually picked me. So check out the actual Zoom reading.
And it's between 2 of you, and you can't figure out who it is. So it's going to. Okay, Jermaine. Hello. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I will say that usually when a man comes, there's a man gets picked on these spirits, like, yes, he came. So welcome. I'm so happy to have you. And I'm just gonna tune into your beautiful energy and connect in. Is your mom's mom passed?
So let me come in right now. The reality is, I do not know my mom's mom. I only know my father's mom, right? That's my grandmother who actually raised me, which was my dad's mom. My mom's mom died when she was young, probably around 11, 12 years old. And so she barely knew her mom. So when she was asking me about my mom's mom, I had no idea what she was talking about with regards to my grandmother on my mother's side, because I've never seen her. I've never met her. She died when my mom was like 12. My mom, I never knew my mom's mom.
Mm.
Mom, yeah, I don't know anybody really on my mom's side of the family.
Okay. So sometimes this happens where a soul comes forward and we're like, I don't know you. I've never been in touch. She is very like, I'm here. I need to speak. I need to come. I need to come through. And she's showing holding you as a baby. And so this feels like maybe one of the only times that there is a connection with her in this physical world. So was she alive when you were born?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Like my mom, I was raised by my grandmother. So my mom, we're just now getting back cool. But yeah, so I don't think so, because my mom, I think she's from like Texas or something. So I've never met anyone on her side besides an uncle.
So you were raised by your dad's mom.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's so interesting because I was trying to go on that side and she was like, nope, I'm here. And she's showing this, it's, she's almost taking a diaper and like, it's like those old cloth diapers and she's like putting it on you. But then when she's like letting it go, you're rolling away. Like instead of, just being able to change the baby, like you're rolling away. And she's kind of showing this like, how do I catch up? Like he keeps going further and further away. And she says, this, I need to take accountability for this disconnection that occurred in our lives, because it wasn't just because of your mom. It feels like there's a lot of family politics essentially that were involved. And it was like,
Okay, so let me jump in right here. Now, I'm not gonna lie. By this time, I'm feeling a little like, okay, this may not be true. She may not be reading stuff right. Because my mother, when speaking to her, she told me that her mom died when she was young. And she was at a funeral, right? And so basically, my mom's mom had a bunch of kids. I'm not sure how many. I didn't even ask my mom how many, but there were a bunch. And all the kids were separated and being sent off to other people because her mom died. So other people to take care of her. Her dad wasn't in the situation at that time span. So once her mom died, she ended up getting pregnant, is what I'm told from my mom. And then she ended up she was staying with like an auntie out there where she was living at the time, and something bad happened. So I found this out after I asked my mom about it. Um, the auntie she was staying with had boiling water. I think she threw the water on another family member or someone in the house, and it became like politics. It had something to do with my mom staying there or not staying there. And so eventually, after the fight with boiling water and someone getting burned, and my mom couldn't tell me who, and it's probably because she was 11, 12 years old herself, so she doesn't remember. But she said that she remembers boiling water, a big old fight happening, and the next thing you know, she just said she wanted to go with my uncle, who is the only person I know on my mom's side who came down uh, to San Diego. And so he brought her down to San Diego.
she kind of is showing like she dropped the ball on putting all of that aside and just connecting with her grandson. And she says, for that, I apologize because I didn't have the chance to know you in this world. And she wants to speak up on your mom's behalf as well. And she says, and I put your mom, she's putting like this boiling water, and how your mom was kind of in this boiling water, and she's showing this frog, and how like your mom didn't know what to do. So she kind of escaped.
Yeah, she moved. She moved here with my older sister. She got pregnant at a real young age, like 12, and she moved to San Diego with my older sister. And then my actual grandmother, who was a foster mother, had raised her. And then my dad met her through there. It's a long little story, but yeah. So okay, that makes sense because I know she left when I talked to her about it. She just fled from where she was at. Something bad happened and she just left, got up and left with my uncle and came to San Diego.
Yeah. Your grandmother's giving me chills on how it's like she's like stepping back from the mic, almost like there's a lot that's like has almost doesn't want to be talked about, and something that is is actually really deep wound in your mom that your mom is still working through. And your grandmother just says it it was your grandfather as part of this as well, but that there is the accountability factor. And what she says is, she says, I didn't have the honor of knowing such an incredible man
Mm.
that you are. And he's like, she's like, you are just phenomenal. And she's like, look at where you've come from and look at who you are today. And she's like getting teary eyed. She's like, oh my gosh. Do you have two daughters?
No, I have one daughter.
Okay.
So, like I said, you guys are going to get exclusive information. I want you guys to know I'm a human being. I make mistakes. I am not perfect. The reality is, my daughter, I have not talked to her for a while. So, when she said, are you close to her? It threw me off because she's been refusing to talk to me for some time. Um, but as you guys continue to hear what it is that she's saying, that's the soul sorceress, it starts to make a little bit of sense.
Do you want another dog? Do you?
You know, it's funny. My wife now, she's been pushing and want. We have 5 kids already. We have a
Oh my
blend,
goodness. Okay.
and so she wants a daughter so bad, and I'm just like, financially, we're just not ready for it. Da, 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 da. But yeah,
It's interesting because she's pushing it, because I was like, okay, can we talk about the sons? And she's like, no,
yeah.
daughters. there's there's a bond that you have with your daughter that feels so special. And this, so is your daughter older than
So this
Lauren?
is the thing with my daughter.
Okay.
similar. So she's 20, uh,
Okay.
and for the last like 4 years, she will not communicate with me, won't
Mhm.
talk to me, nothing. And I'll still email her at least 2 times a week just to see how she's doing. I found out she was in the military because her younger brother, we talk all the time. It was a previous marriage where things didn't work out with me and her mom. And then we were cool for the first like 7 years. And then when I got married and started another family, that's when a lot of stuff changed. So with her, I haven't talked to her in probably like 3 or 4 years with my,
Okay.
my daughter. Yeah.
Your grandmother says that even though it may not seem like it, she's still this daddy's little girl.
Hmm.
And there's this broken part of her
Hmm.
that she is healing,
Hmm.
but she, in a sense, has had to do it away from you because you've always rescued her. And she needed to figure out how to rescue herself in this way. And it's interesting because I don't know, she's pushing having another daughter. um, there's a bit of this healing journey that would happen not only for you but for your older daughter with another daughter. And I know that maybe sounds strange because you're like, oh, starting the new family is what felt like it pushed her away.
Right.
She has this there her soul and your other daughter's souls are connected with each other, and so they have a pull to each other in this way. And there's your okay, so you can tell your wife if you have another one, it will be a it would be a girl that comes through. Um, but this little girl, the one that wants to come through, is wanting to change that daddy daughter dynamic as well for you and to heal that, because what your grandmother is showing is that there is a bit of the same sense for you as when you lost your mom for your relationship that you feel with your daughter in that loss of relationship. And so she's showing it's time to repair these generational wounds. And you're not going to be able to repair your daughter's wound, you know that. But as you focus on yourself and healing here and focus on healing essentially this maternal ancestry that's from your mom, from your grandmother, and then to your future daughter as well, is this a softening that will bring your older daughter back to you
Hmm. Okay.
because she wants to come back. Her energy is not um, like they'll show up in a way like she's actually allowing me to go into her energy. If she like didn't want anything, she would have like closed off, like pushed away. She's not. She's just there's a lot that's going on in here, and there's a lot that she was told. There's a lot of like these stories, but in here she feels your love. And your grandmother says don't stop trying. Is there something with Scrabble? Like, did you and your daughter play Scrabble when she was younger?
No. Mm-mm.
I don't know why it's showing like letters. Like it looks like scrap, like just like a letter cut, like letters cut out almost, and
Hmm.
like pasting them on.
I know. With her.
Okay. So I'm trying to see what this is. Um, I don't know if you can send her like a physical letter, but there is this, your grandmother keeps pushing it, like taking letter. I mean, now you could do it from a newspaper or you can print it out, right? But like, you know how we do like I love you and it's like the
Right.
letters all connect. Like there's something with it of like playing a game kind of with her of like here, and then you can send her little letters back. And maybe there's an online version of doing this too, but like um what would like leaving it like, hey, what would you like to write to me? And instead of making it have to be a response in that way, it could be, oh, these letters don't make sense and it's going to be a random word and that's okay. I don't know, your grandmother keeps pushing it, so when they keep pushing something, she's there like she wants to land this of like being playful with her, like don't, it doesn't need to be so serious, essentially,
Right.
and like when you connect with her, like just being playful, fill her in on little things that are happening for you, because she does want to be part of your life, and she will be. She's going to come back around to you. I know it sounds long because you said she's 20, but by 24, there's a there's a re like
Mm.
connection. And I don't know why, but this little sister is like a part of this. And the reason why your wife has that pull is because she feels that soul around. And it feels like even though you say you don't want it, that you feel her around you.
Yeah, well, lately, yeah, as of lately, the only thing is because like I had my wife her tubes tied, and just a week ago we were talking about it, and she's like, "Well," and I told her, "Yeah, I've been feeling like I know I've been telling you no forever because we have twin 8-year-old boys since they were born." I'm like, "I'm done," but I said, "I don't know what it is, but I think another kid," and she was saying adopt him. She's like, "You need to tell me now because I'll untie my tubes," and I'm just like, "All right, we gotta wait till our money gets right first." But yeah. I've come around to that. I'm like, okay, maybe there's got to be another daughter.
Yeah. She's showing that she's coming through. And she's like, I'll bring money. Don't you worry about that. I bring abundance with me because she says, because you feel I'm supposed to be there. And I always say, like, God doesn't give us more than we can handle. They usually, like, babies will come and like all of a sudden be like, oh, just got a raise or just got this, because they're like, yeah, if I'm supposed to be there, like I'm gonna make sure that this this works out. But your grandmother's just kind of taking this deep breath, and she's just showing, she says, I know that I wasn't there for you in this physical life, but I need you to know that I'm watching over you and I'm really proud of you. And she says, your mom is really proud of you too.
Yeah, I know she is. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you so much. It was so lovely to connect with you. Do you have any, wait, she's saying, do you have a question before I go?
I have a business that I'm running. It's a credit repair business. I've been doing it for some time now, and I'm finally getting serious about it. The problem is, I'm sort of kind of at a crossroad. I'll just be vulnerable. Right now, I'm like 150 grand in debt. So this is a part I want to jump in on it. I am, a large amount of money in debt, and it's credit card debt, right? As you guys know, I'm always showing all the credit cards that I have. So I'm going to be doing a video explaining to you how I got into this debt, what I'm going to do to get out of the debt, and so forth. So this is part of the real time. So this is part of more of a series of things I'm going to do. So you guys be on the lookout for that video. And so uh, the reality is, I know that I believe that I'm gonna be able to get out of this. It's been some turmoil with the wife, obviously, as an entrepreneur and that whole scenario. But yeah, I'm just wondering if I'm doing the right thing now, if I'm on the right track to wipe this crap out and get to where I need to be.
There's like that confidence when you said, like, I know that this is all taken care of already, that your grandmother's like, yes, like 100%. You know this. Yeah, it feels like a setback, but it really isn't. It's actually part of your freedom
Mm.
that's happening. And there's a part for you around helping other people. And you have to have this experience yourself in order to go through it. I don't know, she's showing you talking in front of crowds and people and helping men specifically with their own journey through this. And so she's just like, yeah, you're in it. And you also are doing the work to change your vibration and change your frequency. And she's like, just keep going with
Ah, perfect. That's what I needed to
it.
hear as well.
Perfect.
Coming
That's
from
what,
her, someone that I don't know much about, but it makes sense. It all makes sense. Thank you.
thank you. Okay, shoot. Like now you can move on. She wouldn't let me change before.
So now you guys have seen this. Now I want you to comment. I don't care if it's negative, positive, if it's bad or good. Do you believe in psychics? Do you believe some of the stuff that she was saying was accurate or not accurate? How do you feel about a person who's God-fearing actually talking to a psychic? Put all that information down below. If you have any questions, put it down in the comment section. I promise I'll answer those questions. And as always, you be